Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pulse, Week 5. And we are live from the Eagles field, and I, of course, am joined by my co-host, Matt Asadar, as well as Psych Troglodyte. Cam is not here today, but we have Nathan Torter from the Eagles joining us as well. So welcome, gentlemen.
Call
Uh,
him Nathan Torter.
Right.
Nathan Forder. Sorry, I
All
said a
Uh,
T in there. My bad.
we are already off to a good start
It's
tonight.
me. What do you expect?
Yeah,
Got a few.
craziness.
So again, welcome everybody. Appreciate you guys joining in, and to you guys already in the Twitch channel. I haven't loaded it up yet, but welcome. I'll be hopping in there in just a second. We've got we're gonna do our week 4 review, and then we're gonna head into the week 5 preview. We'll talk about our player of the week and our game of the week coming up for week 5, and yeah. So Matt, as is tradition, I'm gonna pass it over to you, my friend, and let's go.
All right. Well, thank you, sir, and welcome everyone to the Pulse. Um, well, we have some big news that came down earlier this week. We actually have official sponsors for every segment of the show. Thank you, Veronica. She got us
Absolutely.
set
Woo!
for that. So we're actually about to we're going to transition into the Players Club Week 4 review. Then we'll do the You Play Ball Like a Girl Week 5 preview. Then we will announce the Shining Starlets game of the week and end the show with the Combatant Player of the Week. So I'll start actually adding that to our note card
Yeah.
so that we can remember that. But thank you to all of our wonderful sponsors. Thank you to Veronica and her marketing team for the amazing work that they have done. Gave Veronica the note card, and like 3 days later, everything was done. So she definitely does a really good job. But we had a really good weekend of games. Um, we saw Friday. We saw the Warriors defeat the Packers 49-14. Saturday doubleheader first game, Yellow Jackets 84, Cobra 0. My bold prediction was that would be the largest deficit of the week, I think. So I'll say that I've won on that one. Um,
I hope
then
so.
the then the late game on Saturday, the Cowboys and the Falcons in a really good game, 37-21. Um, Pretty sure Tom was playing with himself because because the Falcons were on the field. Sunday,
Wow.
what was the first ever, because they were announced as the sponsor, I think Friday night, so it was the first ever Shining Starlets game of the week. The Bills defeated the Patriots 58-14 in a game that was close up until halftime and then really got out of hand in the second half. The Bills really flexed their muscles there. And then Monday, we ended the week with the Panthers defeating the Eagles 28-10. So we saw Syke and Nathan on the field against each other, and now they're sitting here um, on the Pulse stage next to each other. So hopefully all the hard feelings have been moved aside. But we want to thank Nathan for joining us. Of course, he'll kind of be chilling out, giving his thoughts on things and telling about how he plans to expose Psych the next time
Right?
that they
It's
play
not
each other.
hard. Just throw at him. That's all you have to do.
Definitely. But all right.
Yeah, I
So
tried that already.
you should try to. Um, but like we said, also keep voting for the player of the combatant player of the week. This has been, I'm telling you, I've never seen so much energy. And me and Psych were actually talking about this before the show around a vote. I mean, the Cowboys are bringing in people, the Bills are bringing in people, and that's what we like. I've been approving people to join the Pulse Facebook page all day long. So it's really good to see people enjoying it, which is what we want, and there also to be some competitive spirit in it as well. But like we said, we will move first into the Players Club Week 4 review, starting with the Warriors 49-14 win over the Packers. I don't think we were um, too um, too surprised overall. Gucci was named the player of the game. Um, like, any thoughts about this game?
Yeah, I just looking at the scoreboard and then to hear me say this, you're gonna think I'm crazy, but everybody knows I'm crazy anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This was a
Alabama.
right. This was a big step forward for the Packers, and that was not me misspeaking. If you watch that game, they played a player down the whole time, but their offense, I would say, was probably 5 to 6 times better than anything we've seen so far this season. And I kind of gave them a little bit of a hard time last week. So even though it wasn't a loss, I'm just telling you those boys have put their act together. They were playing some serious ball. Like I said, down a man the whole game to the Warriors. Now, that's not to take anything away from the Warriors. The Warriors played just about error-free football the entire night. Gucci was on point. That's why he got player of the game. So, I mean, it was definitely a good win for the Warriors. But, I mean, from the way that we had seen, the effort out of the Packers the previous weeks, I really was encouraged for them in this game. I think that they're gonna beat some people before this season's over.
Yeah. Going back to the first week, Jared said that they would be a team a lot better, which you always say that, and you always want to see that happen, your team improve as the year goes on. But, I kind of threw that challenge out to the Packers that we wanted to see something different from them offensively, and we did that. Saw some significant improvements. Syke said. I mean, the score I don't think is shocking, but the effort from the Packers, if they can just, if
User
they can
joined your channel.
keep that effort up, keep moving in the right direction, there's a lot of positives for them. It's a
User
long
left your
season,
channel.
and definitely looking forward to what the Packers are going to continue to bring. Because kind of like how the Falcons are, kind of close to Tom. The Packers will always be that. Um, with me, so I'm always pulling for that team to do well. So really happy to see their effort, and congratulations to the Warriors. Gucci's one of those players that if he has it going, he's a really, really tough player to stop. Tom, any thoughts?
I didn't really see a lot of this game, so I'm not going to really have much to say on this one. So I'm going to go and just pass that one to, get some time. Save some time. There we go.
Oh, okay.
There we
Works
go.
for me.
Right.
Works for me. All right. We'll move on. Saturday, March 14th. The Yellow Jackets against the Cobras. This was an early game where the Yellow Jackets pretty much did what we said they would do. Granted, my bold prediction, other than it being the biggest score, didn't come true because Troy wasn't there. But, we were talking about, those quick routes. You may know what's coming, but there were plenty of times where Cash was throwing that little that little flag route. He's hitting that guy out toward the sideline, and he was able to break away from the cornerback and just take it for big yards and even touchdowns. So the Yellow Jackets pretty much doing whatever they wanted to do. An 84-0 score. Of course, Cash was the player of the game there. A dominating performance for the Yellow Jackets. Anyone have any thoughts about this one? I think the score kind of says itself, and I think we said a lot about it last week, and it kind of rolls over into this week as well.
The Cobras just didn't. The Cobras just didn't have an answer for the Yellow Jackets, and that's basically the game.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say is that Cash probably had a career day. I've never seen a man throw so many touchdowns, run touchdowns, intercept, return touchdowns. I mean, it was nuts. He was playing out of his mind.
Which is why he was the player of the game and has an opportunity to win player of the week. So keep voting, because voting doesn't close until we announce who's going to win. So,
and it was within two votes as the show started. So
it's been crazy. I've been watching it all day long. In the late game Saturday, the Falcons, Cowboys, where the Cowboys took the 37-21 victory. And another guy who had a career game was Durgan, and he was named the player of the game there as well. So, Tom, your thoughts on his performance and the Cowboys' victory, and, of course, the Falcons as well, because, well, they're the Falcons, and you're Tom Box.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Cowboys played a phenomenal game. Durgan was unstoppable. He was on fire the entire game. Good runs, phenomenal passes through the entire thing. And, the Falcons were answering back. They were, the Falcons, I wouldn't say they're struggling. The Falcons are growing, and they're working on their game. And I mean, you can look at the score. It wasn't. I don't think they did that bad. Baldev's got Baldev still is dropping back really, really far, and that is really what is hurting them. That's where a couple of the points came from on the Cowboys. Baldev took a snap, dropped back, ran out of the back of the end zone. So if Baldev can kind of get that unlocked, and he's been doing that since previous leagues that I was in with him when I played with the Falcons. And when you notice when he doesn't do that, and when he stays and goes left and right, and works with his blocks, he actually connects with his receivers. He actually, gets the ball out and gets them away. They just couldn't answer well enough. But they were answering. The Cowboys would score, and the Falcons scored right after them and answered, to that touchdown, and then the Cowboys answered that one and scored. So it was just a touchdown, 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 back to back. So I've got high hopes for the Falcons. They're doing extremely well, especially since they lost, some players. But as Cam said about the Cowboys are, are moving up as well. They are getting better and better and better each time we see them on the field. So both teams play phenomenally well. And back to Durgan. Durgan was just he had his team and he was rolling with it, and it was a well deserved play of the game award there for him. So,
Like, any thoughts?
No, I think Tom covered it pretty well. I would just be repeating a lot of what he said, but it was a good effort from the Cowboys and I guess a encouraging effort from the Falcons. Best way to sum that up quickly.
Yeah, I think we talked we talked a lot about Cam picked the Falcons as kind of his sleeper team at the beginning of the season, and I think as it's kind of progressing, I think we're seeing the Cowboys kind of become that team. They're growing. I know the Dolphins. We've worked with them on several occasions, and as Durgan is a very skilled player, very raw talent, and and a very good runner, first of all, and as he learns how to pass, make better decisions, and really play the quarterback position, as a whole instead of just being the dynamic runner that he is. The Cowboys, they have people who've been around for a while. They have, some really good players, and I'm really excited about that team, seeing them going forward, and really excited to watch Durgan continue to grow into a very, very versatile player in this league, and someone that whenever you go up against the Cowboys, I mean, you always have to watch out for whoever the quarterback is. But I mean, if he gets that passing game down, it's going to be really, really tough because I see him make some moves in some tight spaces um, that a lot of players can't do. So,
absolutely, it's like he's learning from Cam or something.
yeah, I know. It's like they're teaching. I don't know.
I know, and that's and just a quick little off tangent of that. That is one of the most exciting things about this UFL season. Every single team, you can't underestimate them. Like back in previous season, there were some teams that were like, well, but the majority of these teams have these up and coming guys. It's a very well rounded rosters on every single team, and it's really exciting to see. So I'm really, really excited to see every single game played.
Yeah, and not only that, but with this league being the way it is, being owner ran, and we had an owners meeting tonight, and this was brought up. e- Every team is invested in this. Every owner, every player, every cheerleader is invested in making this something that we've never had before. It, and I've seen more teams helping teams in this league than all the other ones added together. Like, I mean, it really is growing into a real community effort, from top to
Really
bottom.
exciting. Yeah.
It is, and we're seeing a lot of close games, and there's a lot of parity. Anybody can win on any given day with, in any situation. And we've seen that over the last few weeks, and we see it as games are getting closer and closer and closer. But I mean, you're going to have your occasional blowouts when teams go up against other teams that are just more skilled, more
Oh,
experienced.
absolutely.
It's going to happen. But so far, it's been a really, really good, a really, really good season. I like that
Well,
side, by the way. And I am
well,
with this stupid guy right here. But that'll transition us into the Sunday game, which
I'm
was
pretty
the
sure that's meant for me,
which was the
guys.
the first ever Fighting Starlets game of the week. It
wow.
was the Bills against the Patriots, and the Bills came out with a 58-17 win. I commentated this game with Eric, and up until the first drive of the second half, this was a game that the Patriots, I mean, were firmly in, and just an overthrow to an interception to a touchdown, and then that snowball happened for the Patriots where they're tossing the ball up, and Tupac's going to get his, and he did in this game too. Um, but the
The Bills got
Bills were
theirs.
able to get theirs too, and when they got the ball, they didn't give it back to the Patriots. Crevin started off this game very, very shaky. He was throwing the ball deep. He missed he missed Jaden deep down the middle early. He threw a couple of interceptions, but then he settled down. He started running the ball. He utilized the short pass, and then he was able to attack deep as the game went on, and really, really took advantage of his opportunities to run. And that's what blew this game wide open was Crevin's transition from just showing up, and it's like, because we've all been in those games where you just show up and you're like, well, we're just going to throw the ball all over the place and we're gonna do whatever we want to do. But you throw a pick early, you miss a couple of passes. Krevin was able to rein it in, get his team together, and then it just blow the Patriots out in the second half. A very impressive performance, like we talked about. We used the old replacements. Um, Saying, it was like quicksand. They throw it up, it get picked. They brought Carter. They brought Carter in at quarterback. His first play, he threw a pick. His next drive, they got the ball in the one. He went to run it up the middle, fumbled. It fell in the end zone, picked up for a safety. Next drive, he threw another interception, and it was just something kept going on and on and on and on. And the Bills capitalized on every single opportunity and really started to flex that muscle that we've been waiting for them to show so far in this season. You guys have anything to
No,
say?
the only thing is, like you just said, we're really have been waiting for the Bills to show back up, and they did. They showed back up. It was the Bills that we're all used to seeing. Um, and yeah, anything else to say will just be echoing what you said. So yeah.
No, I'll just say it looks like to me that the Eagles, we'll talk about them later. The Bills are finally getting their game legs underneath them. The team's been around for a while, but as far as this iteration, this group of guys, they're still pretty new to competitive football. In Second Life, and it looks like that they're finally kind of starting the game jitters out. They had a couple of what we thought were maybe lackluster performances, even though they were convincing wins early on. But to me, it just looks like this is finally a team that's figured out how to get it done on game day also.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with that. And that takes us into the game, and we're going to bring actually Nathan in on this one since he was playing. Panthers 28, Eagles 10. Malik was the player of the game in that one. So, Syke and Nathan, walk us through it. Tell us what happened.
Well,
You guys
first
thought.
off, my ribs hurt. I'd like to thank Malik for the bruised ribs.
Yeah, Malik had a really good game. But no, I knew we were talking about this game. I almost gave you a not so fast on the sleeper team of the year because my rear end is sore from riding the Eagles bandwagon week one. I'm telling you, this is a team right now that, especially after seeing them on the field, I feel like that they got a very real shot at competing for second place, up to second place in their division. I don't quite have them, comfortable enough where I'd pick them over the Dolphins, but I'm telling you, any other team in this division, I like their odds and would probably give them a coin flip. I think right now, just looking on paper for this team going forward, I feel like and I don't even know when it is on the schedule, but I feel like the Patriots-Eagles game is ultimately going to determine second place. Now, going back and rewinding because I'm getting way ahead of myself, I'm just, I'm blowing the Eagles trumpet here a little bit because I've been talking about them all year and they haven't let me down yet. I was almost hoping that they weren't as good as advertised, in our game the other night. It was one of those games we had a couple missteps, but a lot of it was also because of things that they were doing that confused us. Anytime that Ray is throwing me the ball, that we're at our last resort on offense. It's just like, and I had a couple catches, so that'll tell you how much they had pushed us down because it was like, like when the quarterback goes through his progression, it's like any receiver other than Syke, a different receiver other than Syke, the third receiver other than Syke, crap, I got to look at Syke. So that's usually the way it goes when we're running routes. So the fact that he checked it all the way down and threw a couple my way just let you know how good that they were playing out there on D. And then it just, by the time you knew it, man, the thing was over, and we were just, kind of like, wow, that was a game. So that's how it felt over mine. I always love hearing other people's, though. So, Nathan, share, by all means. Take that mic.
Uh, for the most part, we came into that game. We really wanted to. Contain the quarterback. We came into that game thinking Ray was going to be the QB, and we wanted to get in his face really fast early. And we saw Kay there, and we just kind of stuck with the same plan. They have similar play styles. That was pretty much the most of it. I was confident enough with the nickel defense, the coverage that we had out there, that we could get pressure on the QB and force some throws. And in the end, it worked. I'm kind of mad at myself over two blown coverage plays over the middle. That was kind of my fault. But other than that, you guys had a well-fought game. It was very, very defensive. Props to Malik. He had 15 sacks that game, and a lot of it was him and Toroff. I couldn't get away. If I had a couple of times, if I had a little bit more time, just 2 more seconds, I would have been okay, and I could have got the pass off. That's not how it happened.
Yeah, you guys.
Nathan, this is a professional show. I'm going to have to ask for all the background to stop.
Wait, hang on.
Yeah, sorry.
Tom.
My kids. I got 4 kids, man. They just fight each other for no reason.
See, in a few more years, you're gonna have a team just in your house, dude. You're gonna have to up the internet bandwidth, and it'll be the Forders running around out there on the field.
Right. The thing about Malik,
Instead of the Lieutenant Dans, right?
Right.
Yeah, like 7 of them. But we saw this with Malik, kind of going back to him and his performance. And I think the first week, we couldn't really decide between. We gave the player of the game to Staples, but Malik had like 6 sacks or something that game. I mean, just absolutely went off, and is really turning into a dominant force up front. And a really hard fought game. I was able to keep checking back in on it, and very, very impressed. I think the Eagles. I mean, you guys come out of that game. Losses are always can always be tough, but definitely just a great effort and a lot to build off of moving forward. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of teams. That's what's so good about this job. You get to sit here and enjoy and watch all the teams, continue to grow and get better, like the Eagles and the Cowboys, Falcons, and the Patriots and the Mustangs, and just all these teams that are making their way, making their push to that next level, that next grouping of teams, and it's definitely going to not only build a strong, season this season, but moving forward, we're going to have a great season, and I mean the playoff picture is as muddy as it's ever going to be. It's definitely a good time to be a UFL fan or a player or a cheerleader. A lot of good things going on here. But so we look into next week. That was let me make sure I get this right. I still have to learn these things. The Players Club Weekly Review. We're gonna go into the You Play Ball Like a Girl, and I'm pretty sure Tom set this one up because this is his favorite store. You Play Ball Like a Girl, Week 5. Week 5 preview.
Yeah, you mistyped it.
Yeah, I know. That was so much stuff going on tonight. Friday, we'll kick off the Eagles against the Falcons. Then Saturday, we have a doubleheader early. The 4 o'clock game, Bulldogs against the Dolphins. The late game, Yellow Jackets against the Bills. Then Sunday will be the Cobras against the Mustangs. And we'll end the week off with the Panthers against the Titans. And by dictatorial decision of my own, because Tom said I want to pick something else, we said that the Shining Starlets the Shining Starlets game of the week is going to be the Panthers against the Titans, and
been my boss for what, an hour, and you're already just over, right?
Yeah, not a fight for first place, but an opportunity. It's definitely going to be tie for first, right? No.
Well, by the initial, yeah, but then the point scored. I think right now the Bills have got it. So yeah.
Yep.
It's fun division.
It's going to start weeding itself out with these games. So starting off, and of course we're here at the Eagles field. So the Eagles against the Falcons. Tom, what do you think?
It's gonna be a big surprise, I'm sure.
This is when Tom gets booted from The Sims.
Shots fired.
There.
Poof! I'm at the edge of the sim,
I was gonna
guys.
say,
What
has
happened?
Tom got his Falcons jersey on yet?
I know I can put my fan jersey on, rock the number
Oh
42.
no, we're gonna send him a banner after this.
You know, I've been watching the Eagles, quite a bit. I've got, some friends on there. I've been, chit chatting with Nathan here and stuff like that. And I think it's going to be a very well fought game. As far as the Falcons, if Balde keeps dropping back 40, 50 yards, it's going to bring him some problems. He's got receivers now that can catch. But I know the Eagles have some secondary that can get in there and get some picks, as we've seen, already, in these few weeks that we've had. It's going to be a tough one, I think. And I think the Eagles are going to come out on it. I love my Falcons, but I don't know. It's gonna be a close game. I feel that it'll be a close one, and then eventually I'm gonna say in about the third quarter, one team's gonna run away with it. The mojo is gonna go, and one team's just gonna have that landslide that cause and effect that we always see, that everything goes great for a couple quarters, and then all of a sudden it just goes to heck in a handbasket for one of the teams. And it's hard to say. Not just because I'm at the Eagles field, but the two teams that are coming up. Like, the Eagles are coming up as a strong team. The Falcons are getting there. I think the Eagles have the edge because they've come up a little quicker, and they've got. I don't know. Like, it's a tough one, So I think it's going to be a very close match. Really looking forward to it. I'm going to try and either commentate it or watch it while I'm at work and sneak it.
Yeah, Nathan, I don't know what you've been feeding Tom or saying to Tom, but for him to pick against the Falcons, you've been doing something right.
I was gonna say.
That's all I'm going to say. I'm sitting here going, I don't know what Nathan's doing to Tom, but hey, I don't want to hear about it.
Giggity,
I don't want to hear
giggity.
about it.
It's them gift cards to Diamante.
Hey, whatever it takes, right? But no, I think this is going to be a really good game. I mean, there are three potential game of the weeks here this weekend. I think with the Yellow Jackets and Bills game, I think with the Eagles and Falcons game, and then with the Panthers and Titans, which we gave the nod to. I think, Eagles win this game. I think they win it by 21 points. I think it's because they're more dynamic at quarterback. I've seen Nathan play. It's just that it factor, that ability to make the plays when they're there with your legs, make the passes. And like Tom said, if Baldell's going to be dropping back so far, it's going to allow your defense to really tee off, and it's going to create a lot of toss-up opportunities for your secondary. And I think the Eagles come out with like around a 21-point win, and I think Nathan will be your player of the game. Like,
Absolutely. Is that better? I got the jersey on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy.
but you lose. Why would you wear it now?
Right.
Weirdo.
Well, I just did a fan cam here to see who all we had here, because I think the difference maker of the game is not currently on Sim, and her name is Kimberly Kilberwitz. And
Oh, yeah.
if Baldev's
Absolutely.
having trouble dropping back, that's
Yep.
just like music to her ears, because
Absolutely.
that girl has been getting through that defensive or offensive line.
He's been coming up.
Yeah,
she's been
like
getting
a woman on a mission. So
there. Mission. Yep. She's scorned, and
I-
Baldev's going to be her target.
right, I was gonna say that to me is one of the key matchups of the game. If she can get pressure on Baldev, it's gonna be a long day for the Falcons. So I'm picking Eagles. I think they're gonna win between 10 to 14 points. So I think the defense is gonna stifle the Falcons' attack. If there is a mismatch in favor of the Falcons, I believe that it would be. I'm not sure they're going to have a. I think their toughest matchup would be cover Ricky Bobby. I think if I had to pick, to me, he's kind of won me over as somebody that as far as if I watch him play, I feel confident that he can catch it in the crowd. So if there is one matchup that the Eagles are going to have to keep in check, I think that potentially that the Baldev to Ricky Bobby connection could give them some trouble. But either way, I'm
Absolutely.
still picking Eagles. Eagles by at least 10 to 14.
Nathan, do you want to give us any secrets, any prep, what we should be looking out for from your team this upcoming week?
There's no real secret. I'm not going to show anything different than I haven't shown in the past 3 weeks. I mean, the run game is strong when we need it. I've been working on the pass game, and I've been able to throw. I've been able to throw for over a month now. I just didn't want to show it to the Panthers in the first 2 games.
Sounds good to me.
That was my reasoning for running the first 2 games. I didn't want them to think I could pass. So, and I proved it with Eric over the middle with that blind pass. And I just knew he would be there. And that's where it went.
All right.
Yeah,
I like the
we plan on-
confidence.
Right?
Yeah.
No,
the
true.
The defense will probably stay the same as it was.
True story though about his passing attack. Whenever we were talking about the Pulse, and Nathan actually invited me to their practice one time to watch them to evaluate their passing game, and I was like, buddy, you may not want to do that since we're playing in a week. He's like, oh crap, that's right, never mind. So I was like, yeah, no, you don't want me to look at it just yet. But no, that was a heck of an attack. For a while there, I thought I was going to get by. Well, I don't know. Never mind. I can't share that on the air. That's it's one of my personal goals, but it's going to sound like I'm being about me. So, but for a while, y'all made it very tough. I will leave it there.
Yeah, towards the end there, the commentators were right. It became a game of let's not let them score anymore. I didn't think we could come back. I just wanted to.
I can't remember if I was commentating that game or not.
Yeah, my goal was to keep taking the ball away from you.
I can answer that, Tom. No, you weren't.
Tom was playing Reign of Kings.
Right.
Need commentators. Tom Box currently playing Reign of Kings. Anyways,
Streamer? No.
No, we played Reign of Kings. Anyways, moving on to the next game. The first of the doubleheader on Saturday, the 4 o'clock game. Bulldogs against the Dolphins. Like you and Nathan can talk about this one because me and Tom will be playing in it.
How quick can you activate a mercy rule? I mean, say that as respectfully as possible. But, I've been on teams where we weren't expecting to lose a game and we'd lose it. And then, heaven help the next opponent on your calendar. And, you guys have had a week since y'all dropped a game. And I don't envy the Bulldogs one bit in getting to be the next team to step out on the field with y'all, because I just think it's going to be reminding everybody, why y'all are still the hands-on favorite to go all the way and the class of the league. So, I mean, like I said, it's not going to be a good day for Bulldog Nation if you're going off my opinion. I think this is going to be Dolphins early, often, and in between.
Bold prediction?
First half mercy rule. I mean, I don't know if that's bold, but
That's not really too bold. Well, I'm going to shut up.
talk that smack, Tom. Talk that smack.
Oh, Tom, the whiffer of fumbles.
Oh.
All right.
There goes his
Hey, I'm
fields
one.
again.
Hey, I'm 1-1 on fumble recoveries. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go.
You're 0-1 when it matters most. Loser.
Absolutely not. I got the fumble and I scored a touchdown. It mattered.
Not as much as that would have.
You're right. You're right. That one counted
Anyway,
for like 2 or
Nathan,
3.
thoughts on that game, and then we'll move on to the Yellow Jackets and Bills.
I'm never gonna live that down.
I feel like didn't they just lose their quarterback? The Bulldogs, they just lost their quarterback. We scrimmed them. We scrimmed the Bulldogs early in our progression when we first got together, and in that scrim we lost. They really surprised us with a couple of things. Now, on the same note as Sykes going, I'm gonna go down that bandwagon, and I really don't want to be the team on the receiving end of what the Dolphins are gonna do this week after losing to the Panthers. So. Yeah, it's going to be score early and score hard and score many times. And I got a bold prediction. It's going to be Cam with at least 8 touchdown passes, at least.
There we go.
Let out. I like it. Boldness. Moving on to the Sunday No, to the late Saturday game.
Late
Excuse me. It's
Saturday.
gonna be Yellow Jackets against the Bills. I think this game has the potential to be another really good one. I think it kind of falls in line maybe with the Patriots and the Bills game last week. Granted, the Yellow Jackets play more in control. I think you're going to see them come out. They're going to run a lot of clock. They're going to wear the Bills down. They're going to try to aggravate them by waiting to 10 seconds to snap it, even when the dang game clock isn't running. On kickoffs, they're going to wait until it's under 10 seconds before they even kick the ball.
And we've been on the receiving end of that.
I know, and it is very, very aggravating. But the Bills, very, very talented on defense. They know how Cash plays. I think the Bills win this game. I think you see a great effort from the Yellow Jackets, though. I think they play ball control. I think the score stays close because I think the Yellow Jackets are going to eat up so much time in this game whenever they have the ball. Tom?
Yeah, I think the Yellow Jackets are going to take a playbook, take a play from the Panthers playbook from what they saw against us. Just like you said, I think they're just going to eat up as much time as they can from the Bills. I think it's going to be if it's even 7 points. I think the Bills are gonna win, I'm gonna go bold and say they win by a field goal.
Like,
I tell you, if I knew right now, I'd feel a lot better picking about whether or not Troy was going to be there because I think
Absolutely.
It makes a difference. It really does.
It does. So
that's their long game.
It is. I tell you, I just, as much as I like the strides that the Yellow Jackets have made, I just feel like the Bills are hitting on an entirely different cylinder right now. So I think that I don't think that it's going to be a 3-point game. The reason I say that is I look at teams with similar style, and it did not go well for the Yellow Jackets at all when they played you guys. It was like 70-something to nothing. I mean, it was up there. I don't know if it's quite that high, but it was close. I just think overall the Bills are going to power past them. And I mean, I'm not saying that's because what I hope's happen. It's just one of those games. I'll be honest with you, I'm looking forward to watching, just because I think it's going to be a good matchup. But for prediction's sake, I just feel like the Bills are probably going to be a little bit more than what they can handle.
Yeah, I think that as well. And with Cash's, with the style that the Yellow Jackets play when Cash is on the field, if he's got it going, it's very methodical. We know this. It eats a lot of clock. But if your secondary is having a good day, because those routes have so much to do with timing, the potential for a lot of turnovers are there. So if we come out and we see the Yellow Jackets hitting those quick passes and they're able to find those little soft spots in the zones and they're able to make those quick little cuts against the Bills secondary, then we're going to see it. But even if the Yellow Jackets do that, I still think the Bills win this game, and I think it's by like 14 points. And that's because I think that the Yellow Jackets are going to use so much time whenever they have the ball. Nathan, any thoughts?
I've scrimmed both teams a couple occasions. I've tried to mimic Cash's play style as QB against the Bills, and it works really great against them in the beginning. You get those first couple 3 or 4 passes off, and then all of a sudden it becomes 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi pick. And
Why's it gotta be Mississippi?
Well, because I just like cowbells. I'm sorry.
Hey, I got a cowbell right above me.
I bet you do. And so does Kazi. Free Kazi, by the way.
Oh, we're gonna
That's
bleep
my
that out.
daughter.
I'm just kidding.
It's my daughter. It's my daughter. Come on now. But seriously, I've tried to mimic his play style, and I've tried to mimic Crevin's play style. I take pages from both of their books, and I try to merge it together and make it work and keep people off tilt, to keep people on tilt constantly. And both teams are very tough, and it'll be really hard fought, I think. But in the end, I do believe the Bills are going to come out by 21 points or so.
Bills all the way across the board in that one. That'll take us to the Sunday game, Cobras against the Mustangs. I think that the Mustangs win this game, and I think they win it pretty convincingly, actually. I think we see them have their best offensive output to this point. other thoughts?
No, I know.
I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Mustangs are going to find their jive early and just keep rolling up with it. They've been working really hard, and I think we're going to see that hard work come to play.
Well, it's got to be a typo because it looks like they're finally going to let Dre play in a game in the UFL. So, no,
Yeah, I know, right?
no, I know he's been just chomping at the bit. He signed on with the team and did his, he missed his game 24-hour or whatever. You have to sit out a game, and then that team went like on 2 buys in a row, and so he's just
Yep.
been
He's
sitting
been itching.
and sitting and sitting. So I know I talked to him about it the other day
Big
when we
game
were
from
doing.
Dre.
Yeah, when we were doing the pulse. So I'm looking at a breakout game from him because I know he's just been bottling up, 3 or 4 weeks worth of action, just waiting to get on the field. So I think behind Dre, I think that they're going to be too much for the Cobras to handle.
Nathan, any thoughts?
Yeah, I think with the addition of Dre, it's going to be the Mustangs will be a bit of a different team. We didn't struggle with them too hard at the beginning of the season, and I think it was just first real game jitters for Marlowe. But I think having confidence in that receiver over the Cobras is going to be a pretty big deal. So, but their QB is doing really good too on the Cobras. We scrammed them, and that QB surprised the heck out of me.
Yeah, they've made a few strides for sure, just from what I've seen out of them. To me, this is weird because I've done a couple of their games, and by the end they get pretty lopsided. But it's like almost they start really slow. The Cobras do. It's like the end of the first quarter. It might be 21-28 to nothing, but then it'll hold that like 4 possession game the rest of the game because it's just like something happens whenever that team gets so far behind. They just start clicking, and if they could find that magic a little bit earlier. They're going to hang around in some of these games for a lot longer than they have been.
Yeah, I think kind of going back to Dre, he's come into the Mustangs and he's immediately become a leader on that team. Um, I think having him on the field, um, defensively as well is going to improve that unit because he's out there, not just in the call but on the field with them as well. And when you have that, that type of personality out there with you, play after play after play after play, it really does make a difference. I think he's going to bring kind of that calming effect where you won't see things get out of hand like it did in the Eagles game where it snowballed and man, you guys did whatever you wanted to do against them. I mean, they were so confused up front. I think Dre being there will be able to bring that calm, and I think also them going up against the Cobras, it's going to allow Marlowe the first opportunity to find some sort of rhythm in front of fans, on stream, on the big stage, and I think that the Mustangs show up, and I think they play a really good game. So any more thoughts before we move to the Shining Starlets game of the week, the Panthers against the Titans? I'm already commentating this one, so looking forward to it. I think it's going to be, a great game. We talked about the matchups that you're going to see when you look over, at the NFC, and this is one of the ones that you circle. So it had to be the Shining Starlets game of the week. I think it's going to be a great game. I think the Panthers win it. I'm not saying it just because they beat us, but I think that the Panthers come out, and I think it's like 7-10, 3-10. It's kind of where this game's gonna hang around, and that's with like maybe a late score to really push it. I think this is gonna be nip and tuck, all the way to the end. This is where seeding for playoffs starts to happen on that side of the league when these teams start facing off and you start figuring out who that top 3 is going to be in what order. And I think the Panthers are going to come out and and play a really really good game. I expect big things from you guys, so don't disappoint me, psych troglodyte.
Man, I'm gonna try. No, my I tell you, every time that we have squared off with them, It's just been just bite your nails. Never really too comfortable for either team. Back when we played in the tournament, then we lined up against each other in the preseason as well. Um, we were very fortunate that some things went our way in both of those games, or they very easily both could have been losses. So, it's not a game that you can take lightly ever. If I had to throw a bold prediction out there, I'll say this. If there's one thing that Rayon can do, Rayon can read that rule book. And, I mean, I'm just saying there will be 2 instances where he pulls something out of the hat and we're like, oh, I guess you can do that. I mean, the other night he pulled the doggone kick return off of a punt. And so he was able to put, more than enough people in the backfield to field a punt. And, I mean, it ain't against the rules. But nobody else had ever thought about doing that. So I just think, it's one of those games I'm leery of. It kind of reminds me, a few years back when the Steelers had the whole gadget play thing going for them where, it'd just be a knockdown, drag-out play, and next thing you know, somebody's moving it, dribbling the ball between their legs, moving it behind their back and then throwing it downfield for 150 yards. It's going to be one of those games where every play, I'm just going to be like, kind of staring wide-eyed, just because you never know where the trick is going to come from. But that's what I'm expecting out of the Titans. They're a hard-nosed team, and then they've also got that potential right there to just squeak something by you. You're like, wow, okay, yeah, I guess you can do that. Wow, boy, they got us there. So I'm just kind of expecting, just a dogfight, really. That's, hopefully we can come out on top, but it wouldn't surprise me if it went the other way either.
Tom, your thoughts?
It's going to be a good matchup. Two really good teams. I think Panthers on a roll though, and I think they're going to continue. They're going to continue this roll, and and like you said, it's not because they beat us. It's just because they're a good team, and Panthers have been working really hard, at this, and I think they're going to take over the Titans.
Nathan, any thoughts?
I think what's gonna. All right, there we go. Sorry. I think what's gonna happen in this game is it's gonna be like you guys said, a very hard-fought game, very close score, and I think in the end of the game, it's gonna come down to whether or not the Titans can contain Malik and Tor. If they can stop them from getting in, we all know the Titans. They move like water. You can't. They love to run the ball, but the fact is that they can still pass from all running back positions. So, I mean, if they can contain Tor and Malik, it's going to be run until you make the mistake, and then that running back's just going to throw. And I mean, I really can't even predict who's going to win this game. I want to say the Panthers just because Malik and Tor are so hard to stop, but it can go either way.
Yeah, the thing about the Titans, having played against them for as long as, me and Syke have, and they are quietly one of the more dynamic teams. Like you look at like the Bills, or you look at the Panthers, or you look at, the Dolphins, teams that can just, will throw the ball all over the place. And you say those are dynamic teams. But the Titans do it in a different way, just like Nathan said. When they line up and they hand the ball off, that doesn't mean run. Because if you're a safety or a cornerback and you move to bite up on that run, the ball is going over the top of your head, and it's going to be a bad, bad day. And they started doing that with Ryden forever ago. And you always have to remember that, because what they're waiting for is for you to be asleep that one play. And when you're asleep, they're going to score. So the Panthers are going to have to be disciplined on defense, which I know that they are. I think, I don't really know, because, playing against the Titans, they like to run some clock too. When we played against the Panthers, and I know, the game plans can be different from team to team and whoever you're facing. But, you guys ran a lot of clock against us. Not saying that's what you're going to do again, because, it's a completely different team. So, the thoughts going into games are completely different. But, the the Titans have really been working to get that run going again and getting that wall and pushing forward and eking out those yards and building back kind of what they used to be because they've gone to more of a passing team in the past couple of seasons. And I think we're kind of seeing a revert. And I think across the entire league, we're seeing, you know, a reversion back to the running game, which doesn't bother me in the slightest because, I mean, I'm a receiver and I like the ball going through the air and I like having opportunities to catch it. But, when I started playing in the league, I was a running back, so I have no problem, watching handoffs and seeing people, fight for tough yardage. But I think this is going to be a really, really, really good game. And like I said, I think it's Panthers by like 10, and that means like scoring a touchdown on their final possession, and the Titans just having the ball at the end, something like that, um, to win the game. But I think it's going to be a great one. I think it's going to be a really good Shining Starlets game of the week, the second one that they have had with us. So, any more thoughts? Any overarching things as the we did the preview, we did the Players Club week 4 review, we did the You Play Ball Like a Girl week 5 preview, and we announced the Shining Starlets game of the week. So Nathan, Syke, Tom, any more thoughts before we get into who is going to be this week's combatant player of the week?
I think I've covered everything
I
that.
got nothing.
Yeah, I got everything worked in that I wanted to work in.
Good stuff. Tom?
No,
Anything?
I think we're ready to go to the combatant player of the week.
All right.
Well, I don't know if
Then-
I'm ready, man. I'll tell you, this is a tight vote right here.
It is. But right now, voting's done as it is, and the winner of the fan vote, Krevin. So Krevin's already got one. To review who all of the candidates are: Krevin from the Bills, Durgan from the Cowboys, Cash from the Yellow Jackets, Malik from the Panthers, and Gucci from the Warriors. So we'll start with Tom, and we'll work our way down. So Tom, who's your pick? Krevin's already got one vote, so Krevin's got
All right,
one.
so based on how I vote is I vote if you took that one player out and replaced them with a generic player that just played their position right. Who shines the most? Like who has their own style and has their own kind of characteristics that make that game? And Durgan was that person. Durgan did some things, and he just, he took every advantage and everything that he could do, with the win over the Falcons. So Durgan is my vote.
Psych.
What? You're skipping you?
Yep, because I'm still thinking.
All right, that's fair enough. I'm telling you, I'm looking it over, and I can't get over the complete both sides of the ball performance that Cash put on the field. And, even by the metric that Tom threw out there, I know he had at least one defensive touchdown. I want to say two. Throwing the ball all over the field. It was a solo effort for him at QB this week because his primary deep target, Troy, wasn't there. Just tackles, fumble recoveries, you just name it. Overall, I feel like he had the overall best both sides of the ball game. So I'm voting Cash.
This is gonna be weird, but
We might have a tie. How do we break a
might.
tie?
How will we
Well,
break a tie? We'll give it to
Cam is
Nathan.
not here, so why don't we give Nathan a vote?
All right, Nathan.
What,
Why don't you vote?
Matt, hang on. I want to know yours.
Oh, you want to know
All
mine?
Yeah.
Okay. Just in case we
All
don't
right.
need to do it. No, I look over Durgan. You look at the performances this week, and they were great performances. Krevin, I called that game. He dominated it on the ground through the air. Durgan dominated the ground. Dominated the game as well. But this award goes to the overall player of the week, both sides of the ball. And it's like you took the words right out of my mouth. I look at Cash's numbers, and the man throws, whether they're correct or not, man throws 9 touchdown passes, only one interception and has five interceptions, one of which he returns for a touchdown. When you have a performance like that, you deserve those combatant cleats. And that's all I'm going to say. So my vote goes to Cash Zapatero on that. Wasn't the popular fan vote, but numbers wise and just, I mean, honestly, probably he'll never have another game like that. That's not a knock on Cash. That's a knock saying that very few people
Yeah, I was
will
gonna
have
say.
the day that Cash had last week.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
that's
just like
not a
when
knock
we
on
selected.
him. That's
Yeah,
how many
it's like
people
whenever,
out there ever have
exactly.
that kind of
Like
day.
when we selected Corvin to win it, very few people will do what he did that week, you know. And when and my selection of Cash here is very few people are going to have 5 interceptions that, 9 touchdown passes. I mean, you just don't see a performance like that. So we don't have a tie.
When we
We can
might,
go to
I
Nathan,
was gonna say we
and we'll
might.
see. Nathan, what do you think?
Well, I agree with you guys on that, but I told myself at the beginning of this, whoever was in the lead with the fans, I was going to go with the fans. So I'm going to say Krevin.
So
It's
we,
Krevin 2 and Cash 2.
yep. Wow.
Ooh.
So we got to dial Cam up.
Yeah. So we may have to wait until Cam gives us his vote.
Let me
Okay.
let me poke him. Hold on.
See if he'll respond.
Can we hand one cleat out to each?
Yeah, you can get Cash and Krevin decide if you like the left shoe or the right shoe.
Right. Yep. We'll
All right,
need
while
a.
we do that, did we have any questions while we were going through the show tonight? I always forget.
Cam's vote is Durgan.
Oh my lord!
Seriously, did that just make it?
That's a
2-4?
three-way
Two,
tie.
two.
2, 2, and 2.
How are we ever gonna do that?
2, 2, and 2. I have no idea. Should have just see. It's like I want to know what Nathan has to say. We could have
Right.
just ended it. Now we got a 3-way tie. It's a conspiracy.
Right.
Everyone gets a shoelace.
All right, so Cam says go by the highest
Illuminati,
fan vote
guys.
then for the
Illuminati.
tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker, highest fan vote. Well, then that would be
Highest
Krevin.
fan vote would be
Well,
Krevin.
but they get their one.
Yeah, that's true. Because then you're already, and then that would make it 3 since that's the way that Nathan voted.
Yeah.
Oh man.
How do we do this?
I don't know.
We just dial up.
How about this? No. Hold on. Oh,
Okay.
I got it. Hold on. How many people do we have out on the Eagles here right now? I see.
We don't know if they're all if some might be AFK though.
Ruby, Rosie, Eric, Rudy. All right, hold on. I'm gonna go into in-world. All right, guys. So currently we have a tie, and we're trying to figure out this tie. So I want you guys, whoever's present here, and I'm gonna ask in the Twitch chat as well.
Yep.
To type in your nomination. So everybody listening that can hear my voice, type in your nomination, regardless if you voted on Facebook or what. Type your nomination now. It is between the three. It is between Durgan, Cash Zapatero, and Craven. So type in local right now, and type in Twitch chat right now, and we will tally that up, please.
We'll give it. Do we have any questions while this happens? Did anyone ask anything of us while
I
we were
don't
going
see
to?
any questions yet,
Okay.
and I don't see anybody responding.
Well, this is not good. Come on, people, say a
Well,
name.
it's going to be delayed on Twitch, so it's going to be delayed on
Okay.
Twitch.
But
Jaden said Cash deserves MVP.
all right, so we got one.
So that's one for Cash. I'm gonna keep a little tally here on my my sheet of paper
Hang on,
here.
and I'm gonna go shout out to Jaden right there for not voting along team lines, which is so
Yeah.
easy for everybody to do. I've been guilty of it myself. Everybody's been guilty of it. Shout out to Jaden for that vote, by the way.
Not gonna toot my own horn and say I didn't vote for Cam that week, but I
Right?
didn't vote for Cam that week.
I hear you. Well, I didn't vote for Staples week 1.
Well, you didn't have to.
No, but I wasn't going to all along. It didn't matter. Y'all made me go last.
You didn't want it. Well, because, I mean, yeah. But anyways, no.
All right, we got
Um,
one vote for Craven.
All right. Well, while this is going on, I'm going to put a plug in people's ear. We are still looking, of course, for commentators, always on the media side, looking for refs as well. If you are interested in being a commentator, joining in on the fun with us in the booth during the games, contact me or Tom. So Matt Asset or Thom Box. and we will get you added. We have a Facebook group. We'll be working through a schedule on there. We'll also get you set up to use the UFL website to sign up there as well. Also, really looking for streamers. We've had, I'm asking every team to give us at least one player, or one person, player, cheerleader. It doesn't matter, to represent, so we can get a diverse group of people in the booth during the games as well. Um, this past weekend was really good. We had a lot of new faces get in there. We had a lot of good games. A lot of people are excited, and once you get in the booth, you can definitely see, get in there, have a good time. We'll put you with somebody who knows what they're doing, so you don't have to be scared or nervous.
Well, that rules
We'll,
me out.
we'll work
All right, well,
all.
that's we just got 2 more votes for Cash.
All right,
Well, there we
Got a
go.
vote for Craven.
closing this
So
thing
that's
down.
that's what Cash in the lead with one
All right,
then, by one.
let's do 60 more seconds.
When this clock.
Oh my God, we have a lead. Why are we extending the time?
60 seconds here. Because I
30.
want to give time for the
No,
the
I
Twitch
understand.
world.
I'm just giving you grief because this thing's
Yeah,
still a
Twitch
tie,
delay.
or would be a tie.
No, it's not a tie. It's not a tie right now.
Waiting
It's,
for it to hit 9.
7, 6, 5.
Okay. Oh, we got another vote for Craven.
Is that
Fire
Creven?
it
No,
up.
he said Con. He didn't say Creven.
No, in the Twitch chat, Skinnerd voted for Craven.
Make a rule: you can't vote for your own teammate. How much does that
Well,
discount?
Kazi, if what you're saying is true, he needs to reverse it. He needs to change his vote then. All right, so I'm gonna wait on this one vote from Jaden. Jaden, we need your for real vote right now.
He did vote.
Can't take it back.
Right, he already voted for Cash.
Already voted for Cash.
All right,
What's the tally?
Cash 3, Craven 3.
Well, all right, there it is. All right, Robbie comes in, says Cash right here. Says Nathan's
All right,
not
there
in
we
it.
go. There it is.
All
Boom,
right.
done. Cash is
Cash.
the combatant player of the
In
week.
not only the most freaking populated poll we've
Oh,
had.
we just got another Cash vote
yeah,
too. So
most populated poll yet that we've had. I mean, my goodness, we had we had a 3-way tie. So congratulations, Cash will
Wow.
be receiving his.
Bandito with another cat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if we reverse Jaden's vote,
Cash took it at the
Cash
end there.
just took it. Yep.
All right, sounds good.
Congratulations to Cash Zapatero, the week
Combatant.
5 combatant player of the week.
It would be week 4,
Yeah.
right?
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
this is week 4. Yeah, week 4
Yep,
combatant
we're
player
entering
of the
into
week.
week 5.
All right.
Yep. Get
Like
in touch
we
with
said-
Cameron Newton.
Cameron Newton. God dang.
Get in
Tom.
touch with Cameron Cora, president.
No, but like I was saying, if you're interested in being a commentator or joining our amazing media team, contact Tom or myself. We will get you hooked up with everything that you need. We're currently still needing one commentator. Well, I mean, we always need more people.
Yeah.
But for tomorrow's game, we need one commentator. We already have one who has signed up. Like I said, as you contact me or Tom, we will get you added to the UFL website so you can sign up there, as well as the UFL Media Facebook group, so that you can pick and select from our schedule that we have on there as well. But great show, guys. It wasn't
yep.
as long as even with a 4-way tie. I think we did. What, about an hour's time?
Yeah, we're about
Yeah,
an
I
hour.
think so.
So that's good. So this is how it
Congratulations,
needs
jeez.
to be from
I
now
agree.
on.
Because I
Maybe-
got some Reign of Kings to play.
I know you do.
Oh my God.
But, we want to thank Nathan. We want to thank KK for allowing us to come and spend some time here.
Absolutely. I'll get some more shots
at
of the
the Eagles
stadium
Field.
while we are closing out.
Yeah, very nice.
And huge thanks to our sponsors.
Yes, thank you so much. When I TP'd in here, I was very impressed. It looks very nice. Made me want to.
Really got the banners behind us like that.
Yep. But we want to, like Tom said, want to thank all of our sponsors. We want to thank, of course, I can never just get right to it whenever I want to. We want to thank the Players Club. We want to thank You Play Ball Like a Girl. We want to thank the Shining Starlets and Combatant. So come back and be with us next Thursday when we'll be doing the Players Club Week 5 review. We'll be doing the You Play Ball Like a Girl Week 6 preview. We'll announce and recap the Shining Starlets Game of the Weeks, and we will crown another Combatant Player of the Week Hopefully, it will be as exciting as this one was, and we look forward. So go out, have a big weekend, make a splash, have a big performance, and get your name on the poll because everybody wants these. This is turning into a nice deal.
A
I like it.
highly coveted there.
I was
Hey,
gonna
it's
say,
nice.
yeah.
I want some. Jeez.
Well, you gotta learn to just pick up balls that are just sitting on the ground first.
Bold
anyways.
prediction of the week: Nathan Forder. Nathan Forder for player of the week. I want.
Hey,
Oh, there we go.
Hey, there it is.
There we go. Now that might be
Hey.
the boldest one we've had yet.
Politicking.
I like it.
Like it.
I like
Going
it
out.
a lot.
With that, we will drop the mic and we will leave for
Absolutely.
Tom Potts and Syke and Nathan. Matt, this was the Pulse, and we will see you guys tomorrow night for some football and next Thursday for the Pulse. Y'all have a good night.
Later,
Absolutely.
everybody.
Good night.